Okay, thank you for attending and watching today's webinar on benefit enrollment. So today I'll be taking you through the benefit enrollment wizard in our DNet product. The benefit enrollment wizard is really the same wizard regardless if it's a new hire, somebody going through a benefit life event, or just typical open enrollment. We want to give the employees a consistent experience every time they go through enrollment, whether it's the first time or whether it's their annual open enrollment period, or like I said, they've had a life event like a marriage or a dependent change or something along those lines. So anyways, what I've got on screen right here is this is an example of kind of a welcome email to a new employee in this case. So we'll treat this employee as if it's new to the company. And based upon a timed out, based upon waiting periods or whatever your client wants, we can send this email at the appropriate time. Basically saying, this employee, Johnny Morton, they're new to the company, so welcome Johnny Morton, welcome to the company. All the verbiage, the links, all that can be branded and white labeled either as the customer or the PEO. So when Johnny gets this email, he simply clicks this link and it'll take him to his self-service sign-in site. Obviously, the self-service sign-in site will be branded once again to whatever is appropriate, whatever the white labeling is. So Johnny has his user ID and password, the same one that he uses to go look at his paycheck stub, the same one he used for his onboarding procedures. It's a consistent one single sign-in spot. So when Johnny logs into the system, he's given kind of his homepage, his dashboard. So like I said, he's brand new to the company, so he hasn't gotten any paychecks or anything along those lines. But this is his home dashboard right here. So just like his alert told him, it is time to go do his benefits enrollment. So he'll simply click here, and he's taken to his open enrollment wizard. So he hasn't started, the open enrollment is available for whatever time period you've given him. So if he's partially done with it, he'll be given percentage done. But he simply clicks continue open enrollment right here. And by doing that, it takes him to the first of kind of the 4 steps for open enrollment. Now on any of these pages, you can customize instructions, you can have pop-ups, whatever is appropriate to you. If there's any rating tables you need to have presented to Johnny in this case, they can be presented right here. So the first step is just general information. There's an open enrollment end date. I keep mine pretty far out just to have this available for demonstrations. But when he clicks the big green button, it takes him from the first step in the process to the second step. And the second step is to review dependents. So if he added any dependents during onboarding, they'd be listed here. Any prior dependents would be there. And you can add dependents on the fly too. It's always good to get your dependents in before the plans because lots of plans will ask for dependents. If he doesn't do it here, he can still do it on the fly while he's choosing his plans. So let's say he's putting in dependents. So it'll be Susan Morton, and we'll say birth date, female, we'll say it's his daughter, and she lives with him, so we don't have to put in an address and all those types of things. So once we create this, we've now got a dependent created in the system that we can use for choosing in our beneficiaries and dependents and all those things for the different plans. So he has his plan and his dependent information here. He can add more if he needs to, but he can simply click next and it takes him to kind of the critical step. And so what this step will show is actually the plan types that Johnny's eligible for. So any plan types will be presented in these boxes. So there could be, 10 of these, there could be 3 of these, depends upon what plan types, your clients are offering to their employees. So in this case, there's life, short-term disability, and health plans right here. So as we kind of just walk through and make the selections, we can either waive coverage or make a selection. So if I make a selection here, the most common one, health, it'll be showing any health plans he's eligible for. Once again, this could be 10 of these or 2 of these. And if there was a lot of plans, I can expand and collapse menu items to have a little bit more space if I'm using a tablet or a phone or something along those lines. But we can see a comparison right here. And as Johnny makes the changes of what coverage levels he wants to take a look at, it will automatically adjust the dollar amounts. So we can see how much it's going to cost him monthly per paycheck, and if the employer is contributing, how much the employer is contributing. Basic plan detail information is here, and then as much detail as you want, you can give him here. You can put, copy and paste the description from the provider. You can take them actually to provider links or give them attachments that are like the statement of benefits, things like that. So all that information can be displayed right here within the plans. So once he's chosen which plan is appropriate to him, he just simply selects the plan. And then in this case, we are required to have a beneficiary. So we'll go ahead and say that Susan Morton that we added before is a beneficiary. So she'll be the 100% beneficiary. And if dependents were required, we've been presented with a dependent screen, etc. And so the same thing is true when I go to something like life. Life insurance is here. I come in, I select this plan, and I have to choose a dependent. We'll say Johnny Morton is the only one covered. Sorry, Johnny Morton is the only one covered. And then I say how much coverage I'm having. So in this case, I'm obviously spending $5 for every $10,000 in coverage. I can still go back and add more dependents if I need to. But once I click next, then I'm done with the life insurance step. So I've got these two steps finished, and I can come into this one and maybe I'm going to waive this coverage. Spouse has coverage, so I'll submit the waiver for that one. And once I'm done with all of my plans, I simply click next, and I'm given a summary page. The summary page will tell me how much it's going to cost me per pay period, how much the employer is contributing. So I get my bottom line number of how much it's going to come out of my paycheck right here. Any documents that need to be signed will be displayed here. So if I need to actually electronically sign a document, they will pre-populate with information. So it'll take a second to generate. And then I can go ahead and review it and then electronically sign the document itself. And once I've electronically signed that document will live with my library forever, and the payroll information will actually automatically transport to the back office as soon as those dates hit. So once I've verified and signed this document, that's done, and now I can sign off on electronic onboarding. Now, there is an end date for this. So if Johnny needs to make a change, he can unlock it and still make changes until an end date is hit. But once again, as soon as he signs this, all the payroll information and document storage is done, and it'll hit the back office. So anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch the brief video on benefit enrollment to show you kind of what the employee experience is for the open enrollment season.